There have also been people out there, and Ernest did it for just a second in one regard, though not with what I think we're about to see here. There are people out there who are defending Brian Williams. A lot of them. Fox's Bill O'Reilly is one of them. Here he is on Jimmy Kimmel.
I could see that when you come on a show like Kimmel or any of the late night shows, you don't want to be a dweeb, all right? You want to have something interesting to say. And that's what happens, is that a journalist will say, okay, I was there. And then this story, to make it more dramatic and interesting, will emerge.
Right.
And that's what he did. He embellished the story. Now, if it's just one time, he'll get by. But if it's a pattern of this, it's going to be hard for him to come back and be the main anchor on NBC.
Interesting, yeah. Well, I think that's interesting that you have compassion for him. And
look, every public person in this country is a target. And with the internet, and you know what it is, it's a sewer. And these people delight in seeing famous people being taken apart. And I just think it's wrong.
So one of the patterns that I've seen emerge over the course of the last week is that there are a lot of people out there who are defending Brian Williams, defending what he's done, defending what's happened. But a lot of those people who are defending them are the ones who are entrenched in the TV news culture, whereas people who are in other parts of our profession are the ones coming down and calling for a zero tolerance and saying he needs to come off that desk, NBC needs to cut ties, and we all need to move on.
Well, I think if the shoe was on the other foot, I think you'd see a similar thing happen. You'd have the television people going after the print people. And that's just been a long-standing sort of dichotomy between the two branches of journalism, shall we say, news gathering journalism. But I think what really bothers me here is that, he needs to. People need to look at his career in its total, because right now he should not be defined by just this one.
The last 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks.
Story told
and that's
over.
what bothers me, both from the television standpoint as well as from the print standpoint, is that they need to look at his entire career and what he's done in journalism and not just what's happened in the last 2 weeks.
I don't disagree with that, but I think the reason the network suspended him, and when you were reading part of the statement, they hint at it. The network believes that there's enough credibility behind some of the other claims of exaggerations he might have done that lead to a pattern of behavior if it's proven. And the other thing I'll say, I think Bill O'Reilly actually put his finger on something. That's a really good explanation for what Brian Williams might have done. You don't want to be a dweeb. You want to be able to tell a good story. Right. It's not a justification for the behavior, though, I don't think.
And going back to what you said at the beginning of our broadcast here, is that, his excuse, his apology, not excuse, but his apology just seemed to fall flat on his face. I think he could have been stronger about maybe not saying I misremembered and saying, look, I just flat out got this wrong. I was 45 minutes behind. Yes, we did get caught in a sandstorm afterwards. Here's what actually happened. Just come flat out and do that. And I think that would have cushioned this a lot more than using words like I misremembered and I was just trying to give a thank you to this one particular person, wrap yourself in the flag and that sort of thing.